Is there still a really, really, really big demand for web developers right now, especially given the job market that's going on, like with all the tech layoffs? I mean, it's no secret. You got Facebook, you got Meta, you got all these massive companies, and they're not the only ones that are going through tech layoffs right now. So is the demand for the web developer, is it still as strong as it was, say, 2 years ago?
No. And it sucks to say that because, this is the industry I'm in, and we've seen a slowdown in, enrollments just in our programs because of this. And so
Mm.
there was a huge hiring boom, let's say spring 2021, right? Kind of like when I guess there was a boom in everything, real estate was at a peak and everybody started traveling again and buying things and doing renovations, and it really got the economy going, and it also made inflation go crazy. And what happened then was basically tech companies were hiring like crazy, but interest rates started to go up, people started to spend less, a lot of these companies started to get less interest in their products, and so then cue mass layoffs. I think this year alone there was about 200,000 layoffs in tech across. I would say this is
To add on to that, I grabbed some data. So this is coming from TechCrunch. So this is for 2023. January, there was 85,000 layoffs. February, 36,000. March, 37,000. April, 17,000. So to your point, a lot of layoffs happened over the past 4 months.
a lot of layoffs, mainly the big companies.
Yes.
The Facebooks and the Googles have, I mean, they account for a lot of it because
Yeah.
obviously they have more people to lay off,
Yeah.
but everybody's feeling it. And
Yeah.
so what's happening now is that, especially for our grads, it's a tough time. Our grads, or new grads in general that just finished computer science or engineering and we're hoping to get into tech, it's hard because there's less jobs available, and you're also competing with the 200,000 people that just got laid off and have experience at these big names. So it's going to be a tough time for new grads, but I'm still very, very optimistic about this career path in the future, because I think today, if you could weather the storm for a few months, or it may even be a few years, in the long run, we know that tech is still going to grow. There's still a lot of room for it to grow. So I pulled some stats before that are pretty interesting. So 63% of the world currently has access to the internet. So that means there's still 40% of the world that doesn't have access to the internet. Would you say that that's going to stay the norm for the next 10, 15, 20 years? Or do you think more people are going to get access to the internet over time?
I would definitely say more people are going to get access to the internet.
Right. Every year, more and more and more
Yes.
people are getting access to the internet.
Yes.
That means what?
I think that's a safe bet, unless we have like a nuclear war or something. Hopefully that never happens, but yes, I would agree with that.
So of those, that's about 5 billion people. Of those 5 billion people, 4.5 billion of them use social media every day. And of those 4.5 billion that use social media every day, they use it on average for 3 hours a day. So those numbers are going to grow as more people get access to the internet on the global scale. Those people are going to need new products. They're going to need new services. They're going to need new technology. They're going to need new phones. They're going to need X, Y, Z, right? And so that just means that the demand over time is going to constantly increase. There's still a lot of room for the demand for digital and tech products to increase over time. So even though right now it doesn't look so optimistic, and I'd say we may want to rethink career paths if we're going into tech right now, I think that if I was a new grad and I just finished computer science, I would weather the storm, because in the long run, I think there's still going to be a huge demand for those skills, and it's all going to work out in the end. I think even with AI, a lot of people are worried about AI.
That was my next question.
Taking my job.
Yeah.
AI is, I'm not an expert, but I really do feel like it is going to take jobs away from people.
I would agree.
However, I think that other jobs are going to take their place. And so maybe if you're doing quality assurance, I'm thinking of a very random thing, like quality assurance on like a chocolate production line or something, there's a machine or a piece of or a robot that can take your job.
And
But
it'll do it better than the human as well.
hopefully
Yeah.
it'll do better.
Yeah.
But maybe then the play is you need to be the person that can repair or build that robot.
Yes.
So I just think like things are going to shift. So certainly AI is going to take jobs, but maybe it'll create more than it takes.